What if I were to tell you that there are secrets the chosen ones should never reveal? You probably have things that you would never care to reveal, don't you? It sounds fascinating, but it's true. There is an incredible power in silence, a power we often don't realize. When we remain silent, we create a mystery around us. We become less predictable and therefore less vulnerable. It's a way to protect our feelings and our plans, a strategy to keep our opponents at a disadvantage. In this video, I want to share 5 important things that the chosen ones should never reveal or discuss in public. Some topics should be kept secret, just between you and God. Let's take a look at them. 1. Your future plans and dreams. The first important thing is to keep your future plans and dreams a secret. Do you know why? Because the enemy can't read your future completely. He's better off making assumptions. The more you talk about your plans, the more information he has to try to sabotage what God has planned for you. Proverbs 29:11 says that a fool tells everything he thinks, but a wise man keeps things to himself until the time is right. It is wise to keep quiet about what God has shown you about your destiny. Don't tell everything right away. For example, Mary, the mother of Jesus, was miraculously told that she would have a son, the Messiah. This promise was something special that she kept in her heart until the time was right to share it. Dreams are like babies that need care and protection in the beginning. Sharing them too soon can lead to misunderstandings and even attacks. Instead of seeking immediate public approval, it's better to keep your dreams in silent prayer. God may want you to share parts with trusted people for advice, but avoid telling them all enthusiastically, especially when they are still in the development stage. Keep these divine insights secret. Learn to handle what God has revealed to you responsibly, with wisdom and maturity. The future will be better if you don't give the enemy too much information about what God has shown you. Remember, there is safety in silence. 2. Family matters. Another very important thing is to keep family matters private. Whether it's marital strife, health issues, financial problems, conflicts with children, or any other sensitive issue, it's important not to carelessly expose your inner circle. Unfortunately, there are some people who never seem to be able to keep these things private. This behavior can be very damaging to your family. Not everything that happens between you and your spouse needs to be shared with other people. Sometimes it's better to deal with problems at home first. Don't become a public spectacle just because you can't keep your mouth shut. Most of the people you tell about your family problems have their own difficulties, but they rarely share them with you. So why share your own family problems with others? It's a very bad idea. We often say that a problem shared is a problem solved, but that's not always true. It depends on who you share it with. Sharing with the wrong person can make things worse. Proverbs 17:9 says that he who promotes love covers an offense, and 1 Peter 4:8 reminds us to love sincerely, for love covers a multitude of sins. Avoid oversharing your personal problems on social media or with coworkers and neighbors. This only opens the door for others to use your difficulties against you. Protect your family by keeping your personal problems private. As the head of your household, resolve problems privately and protect your family from unnecessary scrutiny. Seek help only from spiritually mature counselors who respect confidentiality. Avoid falling into the trap of resentment or bitterness toward your loved ones. Don't spread gossip that could damage your family's image. Meet difficulties with grace and forgiveness. God can heal and restore your relationships, but it must be done with love and discretion, not with drama. Learn to restrain yourself from impulsively sharing things that may cause more problems than solutions. 3. Your first victories and successes. Another crucial point for God's chosen ones is to learn to keep their initial victories and conquests secret. When God blesses you with favors, financial promotions, or new opportunities, it can be tempting to share them immediately with everyone. But it's important to remember what Proverbs 21:5 says. The plans of the diligent bring profit, but haste brings poverty. Your victory has just begun, so wait for God's timing before making it public. Impatience may prevent you from receiving the full promise. When King Saul was anointed, The prophet Samuel said to him in 1 Samuel 10:7, "After these signs are fulfilled, do whatever your hand finds to do, for God is with you." Samuel didn't tell Saul to go out and tell everyone that God was with him. That was a sacred secret. In the same way, David defeated Goliath when he was still a novice warrior. Had he begun to boast prematurely, the enemy could have defeated him before he had even established his reign. But David remained silent and waited on the Lord for his next steps. For example, let's say God grants you great success in business. From the beginning, you should avoid calling attention to yourself until your progress is more stable. Joseph shows us this because he didn't boast about his gifts until he was mature and ready to lead. Sharing a fledgling accomplishment can attract unnecessary spiritual attacks, envy, and competition. It is wiser to lay your foundation in silence before showing the fruits of your labor. Mysterious maturity confounds enemies. Young entrepreneurs often make this mistake by proudly proclaiming the initial success of a startup that is not yet stable or permanent. Avoid premature publicity that tries to capitalize on fast wins that are not yet solid. There will be time for public celebration later. Allow God to mature your progress away from the spotlight before revealing it. Impatience can lead to attacks, jealousy, and complications, but learning to wait for God's timing protects your heart and your harvest. 4. Your financial status. Another thing the elect sometimes do recklessly is to openly boast about their financial increase and possessions. In the age of social media, many fall into the trap of pride and ostentation. But ostentatious displays often lead to disaster. As Proverbs 13:11 says, "Dishonest money disappears, but he who accumulates it little by little makes it grow." The wise understand that wealth multiplies through diligent and private accumulation, not display. Avoid seeking validation through extravagant purchases, vacations, houses, and other status symbols that divert trust from God. Don't base your self-esteem on fleeting wealth. Focus on the spiritual maturity and discreet zeal that produce lasting prosperity. Instead of envying those who flaunt opulence, embrace the hidden dignity of a humble life. Necessity is often the catalyst for financial advancement, and reckless spending sabotages stability. Worry more about pleasing God than impressing others. Keep accurate financial information such as income statements, investments, savings, and inheritances private, even from extended family if possible. Don't expose yourself to unwanted lawsuits, envy, exploitation, greed, or theft by bragging about money. Trust in God's provision and be thankful for what you have, rather than seeking conspicuous extravagance to prove your wealth. Seek His kingdom first, and prosperity will follow in due time. In addition to keeping their financial status private, it is also wise for the elect to maintain some secrecy regarding their professional endeavors. If God opens doors to promotions, new jobs, or opportunities, avoid sharing every detail of your professional progress and workplace relationships on social media. Sharing too much can make you a target for envy, sabotage, unrealistic expectations from others, and even spiritual attacks that seek to thwart divine alignments. Instead of constantly posting about your accomplishments, continue to stand out through quiet humility and a consistent work ethic. As Proverbs 27:2 says, "Let someone else praise you, not your own mouth." Sure, be open about overall progress with trusted mentors and family members, but resist the temptation to flaunt every milestone and title in public, where envy and pride lurk. Divine promotion comes effortlessly when we allow God to lift us up naturally at the right time, as we focus on obeying His voice. 5. Your spiritual encounters. The final crucial thing for the elect to treasure are spiritual encounters and experiences. Dreams, visions, angelic visitations, prophecies, and other divine mysteries revealed to you. Although God may sometimes ask you to share a testimony to encourage others, many profound moments with Him are meant only for you. Don't quickly turn sacred spiritual events into casual conversations. Mary's visitation announcing her immaculate pregnancy was a secret revealed later, when angelic timing permitted. John was told not to write down the thunderings he heard in Revelation 10. Paul heard unspeakable things in 2 Corinthians 12 that he was told not to tell anyone. Some revelations are like babies still developing in the womb. Give them birth prematurely in an inappropriate atmosphere, and they won't survive. Learn to be an incubator for what God gives you until He says to reveal it openly. Avoid the superficiality of making deep spiritual experiences seem like small talk to satisfy curiosity. Don't reduce holiness to impressive sermon illustrations for personal glory. Honor the Lord by keeping intimacy private. May the Lord give us the wisdom to know when to speak boldly and when to cultivate a prudent inner silence. There is safety, strength, and beauty in learning the sacred art of keeping your peace. Thank you for joining me today. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more inspirational messages.